everyone. Does this month have such wacky energy already? It's like death and destruction everywhere, but also, anyone want a pancake? I'm having flash forward to 2072 already, and let me tell you, it's kind of awkward. What were you doing when World War III broke out, Granny? I was having a Nutella and banana crepe and trying not to forget to return my 17 ASOS parcels. Why? And the thing is, March is always like that, isn't it? It's like any other month, they'd be like, why are you drinking a beer on Thursday at 9 a.m? March is just not judgmental like that, because it's like, oh, St. Patrick, gay for Ireland, you know? It doesn't matter if you're not Irish, you know, it's fine, everyone can get involved. I'm actually going to be celebrating St. Patrick super hard as well. He is a top tier saint, I think we can all agree. Right, who are the other contenders? What have we got? St. Joan of Arc. She's quite badass, but I think comes in the same category, at least for me, as those new Olympic skateboarders. Like, if you achieve that much before the age of 13, I will have no choice but to hate you. You have no business making me feel that inadequate, you know? And who else? What? St. Valentine? Yeah, sure. Love, great idea. Yeah, great. But when I go off stage, I don't have a boyfriend, but I do have a pint, so who's really delivering? You know, you've got to think about that. And all the other saints are just a bit random. We've got St. Jude. All he does is sing a sad song and make it better. He's actually the patron saint of lost causes, fun fact. But I really don't think your mate who chooses the Just Ham sandwich and Tesco meal deal needs representing. It's a bit niche, isn't it? Just don't really think he's going for it. But no, I will be toasting to St. Patrick this year, because I've actually I've recently become Irish myself. Thank you. No, it's a weird coincidence, actually. My grandma's heritage just really came to me in a big way, around the time of the withdrawal agreement. I don't know. Just one day, soda bread and also shorter queues at border control. Where are Europeans at? Yeah, don't give me that look. I'm Irish, aren't we all? We're Irish, it's fine. Don't get me wrong. My family most of the time is disgustingly English. But Irish does, we get flashes of it. Like it was last Saturday, I was kind of a bit ill, had laryngitis. By Saturday evening, my mum had driven over a family-sized portion of beef stew. Confident in the knowledge that though doctors may recommend sleep or antibiotics, what my voice box and inflamed tonsils really needed was a big old bowl of cow. Yeah. For context, I am vegetarian. Yeah, irrelevant for her, because I don't know if anyone else's parents get like this. I mean, ordinarily, she's very on board with modern medicine. My mum lives in the 21st century, but whenever either of her children get ill, it's like she is hyper-focused on the one and only possible cause: sudden onset iron deficiency. Yeah. Wake up, sheeple. The war is a distraction. That's the real concern for us today. Yeah, no, exactly. Beef stew all the time. And to fully understand how weird this is, you've got to understand this is very out of character for my mother. What's that phrase? There's nothing quite like my mum's cooking. In this case, that is absolutely true, but only because not one single person would like to replicate what my mum cooks. Cooking is quite a generous word. Every time I go round, she loudly taps in my direction, sort of subtle. Doesn't say anything, but just because I'm raising her energy bills with my antics in the kitchen. Let me translate for you. I turned on the oven. So she does, to be fair, to have a very Irish diet, but before Ireland had the potato or indeed a stove, it's just bread and cheese. And you think that might not be that bad. It's actually worse. I've thought about this a lot. There's two main characteristics of my mum's, shall we say, cuisine. The first is that every meal is deconstructed. So breakfast will have banana, yogurt, granola. Sounds pretty normal. I know. No, one by one. Banana, she'll open it, chomp, eat it, done. Bowl of yogurt, chaser, and then a bowl of dry granola will crunch through, just crunch. I was raised by a psychopath. I know. And lunch is the same. It's all the component parts of a sandwich, but we'll have bread, cheese, tomatoes, salad leaves, one by one. It's it cannot be more than the sum of its parts, because there's no sum. It's just parts. It's weird. And needless to say, no sauce or any sort of thing, which leads me to the second characteristic of her eating, is a lack of any flavour. Salt, fat, acid, heat. Most people think that's a salmon Nosrat thing. It's actually a checklist of elements my mum does not want in her food. Bland is her preferred category. Yeah, no, for sure. I sometimes watch in horror as she makes her dinner, and it's just a chicken breast, griddled, dry, either side, yeah. And then she'll have some kale, no sort of sauce, spices, I don't know, love, joy, anything, just microwaved, and then a hunk of crusty bread. The woman is intentionally eating like a pauper in a Thomas Hardy novel. And it's bizarre. And then she'll come in when I'm cooking my food, and she'll complain about, I think stench is the word she used, an overwhelming stench of garlic is like overpowering her. When I tell you I had cut 1/2 of one clove. I cannot, I don't understand. Yeah, she intentionally lives this way as well, which is what gets me so bizarre. She explains it by saying she's a super taster. So actually she's really sensitive. My brother and I prefer the word freak, but it's not the UK English language, it's more the wrong way to describe things. Anyway guys, I think my time is up, but you've been great. Time flies when you're having free therapy, huh? Same time next week? No, it's all right later. Thank you guys.